For decades, artificial intelligence seemed like science fiction, a distant concept of sentient robots and thinking machines. We imagined it arriving in a dramatic overnight event, but the reality is far more subtle, and it's happening right now, woven into the fabric of our daily lives. AI isn't coming for your job in the far future. It's already here. From the algorithms that curate your entertainment and suggest your next purchase, to the virtual assistants that manage your schedule, AI has quietly moved from the lab into our homes and offices. This isn't a distant threat, it's a present-day reality, a silent partner in countless industries, and its influence is growing exponentially. The pace of this transformation is accelerating. Leading analysts predict that by 2030, millions of roles will look completely different or disappear altogether. This isn't just about robots on an assembly line. We're talking about a fundamental restructuring of the workforce, where tasks once performed by humans are seamlessly handled by intelligent systems. Understanding this shift isn't about fear, it's about preparation. That's why today, we're breaking down 10 jobs AI is set to replace, and more importantly, why. We'll go beyond the headlines to explore the core reasons these roles are vulnerable, examining the specific tasks AI can now perform faster, cheaper, and more accurately than a human ever could. We'll cover roles from data entry to creative fields, challenging assumptions about what is safe from automation. So stick around until the end, because the last one will shock you. It's a profession many believe requires a uniquely human touch, a job most people never imagine AI could do. The answer will fundamentally change how you think about the future of work. Let's get into it. Here are the 10 jobs most at risk in the next 7 years. AI chatbots are already answering questions faster than humans. By 2030, natural language AI will handle 90% of customer inquiries without human help. Why? Because companies save money, AI never takes breaks, never gets frustrated, and handles thousands of calls at once. Human reps will only step in for rare, complex cases. Self-checkout kiosks and AI-driven payment systems are replacing cashiers. Amazon Go stores already let you walk in, grab what you need, and leave without speaking to anyone. By 2030, traditional checkout lines may be history. AI is built to process repetitive tasks. Data entry is literally pattern recognition, something AI does instantly. Instead of paying humans to type invoices or update spreadsheets, companies will deploy AI that never makes typos and works at lightning speed. AI legal tools are already scanning contracts, summarizing case law, and spotting errors faster than any paralegal team. By 2030, most of the research and document prep will be automated. Human lawyers will focus on strategy and courtroom arguments, but assistants, largely replaced. Nobody loves telemarketing calls. By 2030, AI-powered voice bots will handle most of them, with human-like voices that adapt in real time. Companies will prefer AI because it's cheaper, scalable, and capable of calling thousands of leads simultaneously without fatigue. AI-powered kiosks are already taking orders. Add in robotic cooking systems like Flippy the burger-flipping robot, and the need for human staff shrinks drastically. By 2030, most fast food chains will run with minimal staff, 1 or 2 people overseeing machines instead of entire teams. Let's start with a giant of the global economy, trucking. For decades, this has been a stable career for millions, but the road ahead is being completely repaved by AI. This is a big one. Self-driving trucks equipped with sophisticated LiDAR, radar, and cameras are no longer science fiction. Companies like Waymo and Aurora are already operating autonomous big rigs on major freight corridors. They're perfecting a hub-to-hub model, where AI handles the long, monotonous highway stretches, and human drivers manage the complex final miles. This isn't just about replacing drivers, it's about creating a logistics network that never sleeps. The intelligence isn't just behind the wheel. AI-powered logistics platforms are the unseen brain of the operation, optimizing everything in real time. They analyze weather, traffic, and fuel prices to chart the most efficient routes imaginable. But the revolution doesn't stop at the highway exit. For the crucial last mile to your doorstep, a different autonomous fleet is emerging. We're talking about sidewalk delivery bots from companies like Starship and autonomous drones from Amazon's Prime Air, designed to navigate complex urban and suburban environments with precision. The result is a seismic shift in the labor market. By 2030, we could see millions of truck and delivery jobs vanish as autonomous fleets take over. For businesses, the appeal is undeniable. A 24/7 workforce with no service limits, lower fuel consumption, and drastically reduced labor costs saving the industry billions. However, the transition won't be smooth. It requires immense capital investment, new regulations, and robust cybersecurity. And while driver roles may diminish, new jobs will be born. Remote fleet operators, AI maintenance technicians, and logistics strategists, orchestrating this new era of automated commerce. Think about it. How often do you actually walk into a bank these days? AI-powered apps and ATMs already handle deposits, transfers, and even loan approvals. By 2030, banks will rely on AI advisors more than humans, cutting teller roles down to a fraction of what they are today. This one's controversial. AI can already generate news articles, product descriptions, and blog posts in seconds. While investigative journalism will survive, routine writing like sports recaps, stock market summaries, or ad copy will be automated. By 2030, most content online will be AI-generated, with humans focusing on storytelling and opinion pieces. Here's the shocker. Middle management is at risk. Why? Because AI can already analyze team productivity, assign tasks, and even evaluate performance without human bias. By 2030, many organizations may flatten, cutting out mid-level roles and letting AI handle coordination. That means fewer managers and more direct collaboration between executives and workers. The headlines are everywhere. AI is coming for your job. It's a narrative that breeds anxiety, making us question our skills and our future. So should we give in to the panic and see this as the end of work as we know it? The answer, grounded in history, is a firm but cautious, not necessarily. Let's zoom out. Every major technological revolution has been met with similar fears. During the Industrial Revolution, the Luddites famously smashed the textile machines they believed would render them obsolete. And for a time, they were right. But that same revolution ultimately created millions of new jobs in manufacturing, engineering, and management, leading to unprecedented economic growth. The digital revolution of the late 20th century followed the same script. The internet didn't just wipe out travel agents and video store clerks, it birthed entire ecosystems of new professions. Think about it. Roles like social media manager, SEO specialist, data scientist, or podcast producer simply didn't exist a few decades ago. The printing press didn't just replace scribes, it created the entire publishing industry, from editors and typesetters to journalists and librarians. History teaches us a consistent lesson. Technology is a force of creative destruction. It dismantles old structures, but from the rubble, it builds new, often more complex and valuable ones. The AI revolution is no different, though its speed and scale feel unprecedented. The key, therefore, isn't to resist or fear this change, it's to become an architect of it. The challenge isn't to compete with AI on tasks it excels at, like data processing or pattern recognition. The challenge is to adapt faster than the technology evolves, focusing on the uniquely human skills that AI cannot replicate. This isn't about running a race against the machine, it's about learning to ride the wave. So, if you're in a role that feels threatened, what's the game plan? Double down on what makes you human. Cultivate deep creativity for innovative problem solving. Hone your emotional intelligence to lead, inspire, and collaborate. Sharpen your critical thinking to ask the right questions and develop long-term strategy. And most importantly, learn to work AI. The most valuable professionals of the next decade will be the AI collaborators, those who can leverage these powerful tools to amplify their own human ingenuity. The future isn't about being replaced by AI, it's about being augmented by it. Now I want to hear from you. Which job on this list surprised you the most? And do you think AI will really replace managers? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because in a world run by AI, staying informed is the best job security you can have.